France's political landscape has been turned upside down. Just months after a court ruling appeared to end Marine Le Pen's presidential ambitions, the far-right leader is back in the race. A Paris appeals court has restored her eligibility to contest the 2027 French presidential election, even while upholding her conviction for embezzling European Union funds. Within hours, Le Pen declared, "I am a candidate." So why is this such bad news for President Emmanuel Macron's political camp? And how did one of France's biggest political scandals end up reshaping the 2027 presidential race? Although Emmanuel Macron cannot run again, because France's constitution limits presidents to 2 consecutive terms, his political alliance hoped the court case would remove its strongest rival from the next election. Marine Le Pen has already reached the presidential runoff 3 times and remains one of the most recognizable figures in French politics. With Macron leaving office in 2027, the race is wide open. If Le Pen is allowed to run, France's far right enters the campaign with its biggest political asset back at the center of the contest. That dramatically changes the calculations for every major political party. Between 2004 and 2016, prosecutors say Marine Le Pen's party improperly used money provided by the European Parliament. The funds were supposed to pay parliamentary assistants working for members of the European Parliament in Brussels and Strasbourg. Instead, investigators alleged that millions of euros were diverted to pay party staff working inside France. Following a lengthy investigation, Le Pen and more than 24 others were put on trial. Throughout the proceedings, she denied any wrongdoing and insisted prosecutors had misinterpreted European Parliament rules. In March 2025, a Paris court convicted Marine Le Pen. She was sentenced to prison under electronic monitoring, fined, and most importantly, banned from seeking elected office for 5 years. That ruling effectively removed her from the 2027 presidential election and appeared to clear the path for other candidates. Many believed her political career had suffered its biggest setback. Le Pen immediately appealed the verdict. This week came the dramatic twist. The appeals court upheld her conviction. She remains guilty of embezzling public funds, but judges significantly reduced the length of her disqualification from public office. Because much of that period had already elapsed, Marine Le Pen is once again eligible to contest the 2027 presidential election, but with a condition that she must wear an electronic bracelet. Le Pen has previously said that campaigning with a bracelet wouldn't be possible, but she now appears to have changed her mind. Instead of going to prison, Le Pen would remain under home detention with strict conditions on her movements. In France, people under electronic monitoring must follow court-approved schedules, observe curfews, and often need judicial permission for travel outside authorized hours. For an ordinary convict, that is an alternative to jail. But for someone hoping to campaign across France, it could become a major obstacle. She says a presidential candidate cannot depend on a judge's permission to travel or hold campaign events. Her prison sentence was also reduced to 1 year under electronic monitoring, while 2 years were suspended. Within hours of the judgment, Le Pen launched her campaign website, announced she would run for president, and confirmed she would appeal again to France's highest court, hoping to suspend the electronic monitoring while the legal challenge continues. The legal battle is not over. France's highest court will now decide whether the appeals court correctly applied the law. But politically, the picture has already changed. Instead of preparing for an election without Marine Le Pen, France's political establishment must now prepare for the possibility that the country's most successful far-right leader will once again be on the presidential ballot. For Macron's political allies, that means facing a familiar opponent. For Marine Le Pen, it is a second political life. And for France, the road to the 2027 presidential election has suddenly become far more unpredictable.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to Mirror Now.